So when you first open OBS, it's going to look something like this. You should get the auto configuration wizard, and we're just going to decide that we want to optimize for streaming because that is what we're looking at today. So if we hit next, we can go and set our resolution. I'm just going to leave it as 1920 by 1080. In terms of FPS, we don't actually have a 25 FPS option, so I'm going to go for the closest option we have, which is 30. We can go next. We can go and decide which service we're going to stream on. So we've got options like Twitch, YouTube, and with some of these, it gives you the option to just connect an account, and that will just be a case of just logging in on the window here and connecting to your account that way. On others, so for instance, if I go show all and go to Vimeo, it's going to ask for a stream key. With the ones where you can log in, most of the time it will also ask you. You have the option to use a stream key if you prefer. So in terms of obtaining your stream key, in terms of Twitch, for instance, it's in the creator dashboard, settings, stream, and we can just click show. Now, you don't want to show this key to anybody, otherwise they will be able to stream to your account on whatever service this is, but we're going to click OK, and we're going to copy the stream key. This is what it looks like here. Now, if you have shown it in an educational video like this, you can also click the reset button up here and it will generate you a brand new one. So now if we move this out of the way, we can go use stream key, and we're just going to paste in our stream key. And now we can hit next, and it's going to run a bandwidth test basically to see how high quality can we stream from the computer that we're using and the internet connection that we're using, and potentially what server are we going to stream to. So for instance, with Twitch, they have a bunch of different servers in different locations, so some might be quicker to stream to than others, meaning we can end up with a better stream. Okay, so OBS has set these settings up for me, and it looks all good to me, so we're going to apply. And there we go. We are now in a position where we can start streaming to Twitch, but at the moment we have nothing to stream. So what we're going to do is add a source down here. So from down here we can add all different sources such as webcams, screen capture, audio. So let's just do that. We're going to add a video capture device here, and this is going to be our webcam. So let's just give it a name, webcam. Tell it what device we want to use, in which case I'm going to use my Logitech webcam here. And now we have a webcam, and what we can do is we can click on it and we can actually click around and move it around on the display here and set this up however we want it. So let's say we want a picture-in-picture, for instance, with a screen capture. So I'm just going to place this webcam in the corner, and you can also hold Option if you're on Mac to crop in, so we can decide, okay, we want to get rid of all that extra stuff. I believe it would be Alt on PC. So now let's set up a screen capture. So from down here we can click the plus button, we can start a macOS screen capture. You can also do a display capture or a window capture if you're on Windows, and it will work pretty similarly. It should be pretty much the same to do, but if we start that, and then what we can do, we can just name this screen capture, or maybe slides, or whatever it is you're capturing, whatever works for you. So now we have a display capture, and this is capturing everything on the display. I'm actually using two monitors, so I'm going to move this over to my other display. So now you can see that anything I capture on my second display is appearing in the preview over here. Now I'm actually going to click on OK. And because the resolution of my monitor is higher than 1080p, I'm going to have to scale it down a bit. But we can do this. And that's now there. And what you'll notice is it's covering up the webcam. We can just go down here and drag it below the webcam layer. And now you can see the webcam is on top. So now if you wanted to use OBS a little bit like a vision mixer, what we can do is we can also add more scenes. So obviously we've got this one here. We can create a second scene here. We'll call it scene 2. And now what we can do is actually flick between these two different scenes. And on this scene, we could have, for instance, just the webcam. So let's do that. Let's add another video capture device. We can also just add existing. So if it's a source that's already used in a different scene, we can do that. and that just saves us setting up the settings in it. We've now got our webcam here, and we can switch over to this scene just like this. Nice and simple. And over here we can actually decide how that transition looks, so we can just make it straight up cut, like so. So right now I'm not actually getting any audio coming in, so what I'm going to do is go into my settings, and we're going to go into the audio settings, and I'm going to set the microphone to be the mic that I'm using, which is running through a Universal Audio Thunderbolt interface, and I'm going to set the desktop audio just to be default. In fact, actually, we don't even need to pay attention to the desktop audio because we are already capturing it through slides, but if you are on Windows, you may need to set up an audio capture like this. But we're just going to mute that one for now. We've got our little audio mixer down here. You can see we're getting a level through the microphone. It's only a mono signal, so right now it's only coming through on the left headphone, as you can see, or the left speaker. So what you need to do is head into the advanced properties, and we can just click mono on the microphone over here. And if we play any audio, it will start coming through in here, and we can use these sliders to adjust the volume. So now we've got this all set up, we can just go start streaming. And now if we head over to the stream manager, what we can actually see is that we are streaming live onto Twitch publicly. So anybody can go onto our Twitch channel and give it a watch. Now you can see down here it actually says encoding overloaded. Consider turning down your video settings or using a faster encoding preset. So what we're finding is just that my computer isn't keeping up with running the stream. Now if you get that message, one thing you could try is just lowering your streaming quality. So if you head over to the output, you could try maybe lowering your video bitrate. You could try using a different encoder preset that uses less CPU usage. You could stream in a lower resolution or a lower FPS. And in fact, in this menu, we can also change this to 25 frames, which is the standard for video in the UK. But that also just raises the point of making sure that you're not running too much on your computer while you're streaming, as obviously you want to dedicate as much processing power to OBS as you can. For instance, I'm doing a screen recording right now to demonstrate what I'm doing, and that's also using a lot of processing power. Some people even use a separate streaming PC to be just dedicated to running OBS, and they'll use the feed from, for instance, an Atom Mini to capture the screen on another computer.